Gender parity in the ANC's leadership ranks has been much talked about. Women are woefully outnumbered in the nominations for top positions to be voted on today. So are we going to see real change in the party, or is it all just lip service? Well, eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane has more, and she joins us live. Good morning, Silindelo. You know, this conversation around gender parity is a sticky point in the party. Just yesterday, Nomvula Mkonyane as well as Mamuloko Kupai were unashamedly stating that, yes, indeed, patriarchy exists. It's entrenched within the party.
It's unavoidable, really, and I think we can see it in terms of the nominations that have taken place, even from the floor. It's also quite surprising to actually also see women within the ANC during that nominations process last night declining to be nominated for certain positions. For example, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, declining the nomination to stand for presidency. We saw, of course, the tourism minister, Sisulu, an NEC member as well, who in fact accepted a nomination for Treasurer General, not unfortunately meeting the threshold to be able to be put on the ballot paper. That threshold is 25%, and I think it is going to be interesting to see how this top 7 is actually now going to look like. We know that, of course, for the first Deputy Secretary General position, Nomvula Mkonyane and Tina Jumat-Peterson will be pitted against each other. For the role of second Deputy Secretary General, Maropeni Ramokgopa as well as Ronalda Nomalanga will also be pitted against each other. For Treasurer General, this is quite interesting. We have about 4 nominations here: Benjani Chauke, Pulemabe, Mwandile Masina, as well as Gwen Ramokgopa. She makes up the only woman who's been nominated for the position of Treasurer General. So I think the issues around patriarchy and patronage here in the ANC are once more during this elective conference playing themselves out. Women and the role of women within the leadership is being deputized. We know that, in fact, at this hour, voting was supposed to take place, but I think given the progress of the conference so far, we can expect even more delays. We are in the media briefing room, and I'm sure any moment from now we will be getting communication from the ANC itself in terms of when they are expecting to begin. However, I think it's an indictment for the ANC, the ruling party, which during its policy conference in July had already stated that they want to see gender equality within its ranks, also playing itself out in society. It begs the question then, is this the ruling, is this the party that will be able to actually achieve this? If they can't even do it during its own elective conference, exactly how can they actually try and manifest this in society as a whole? So it does seem as though from experts that we've spoken to as well, that if you are not a woman who is favored within the ANC, it's highly unlikely that you will take up any kind of leadership role within the organization. But I think the organization itself is also going to have to do some introspection in terms of its lower levels. At branch level, we know that the party is made up of majority women. So why is it that at branch level, women within the organization are not nominating themselves to take up those leadership structures at the bottom so it can trickle itself up to the top?